Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Welcome one and all to the long-awaited and much expected, ridiculously huge and, as you can see, heavy unboxing from this month's group order, which I've arranged via the Silver Forum from the European Mint over in Estonia. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel and have not seen one of these huge, ridiculous unboxings, you're in for a treat because there's an awful lot of silver in this box. I've done a bit of pre-scoring to save us some time, but this is just one of 3 boxes. We just don't have time, and there's not, I mean, for you guys to sit there and watch me unpackage 3 giant boxes, it's not going to be the funnest thing in the world. And I tend to ramble when I do these videos. I'm going to be talking today about a really interesting topic as I go through this box, which is all about exit strategies, something which has been inspired by some posts on the Silver Forum by various members about selling gold and not necessarily having the best time of doing it. So I thought exit strategies would make a good topic of discussion whilst we go through this box. But before we jump into some fun, pondering topics like that, group orders are basically, for those of you who don't know, they're a way by which we can save some money on shipping costs and combine together to buy our silver from these European dealers. And because in the UK we have horrible sales tax on our silver that we buy from UK dealers, this is pretty much the cheapest way that one can get silver. But you long-term viewers out there will know all about this, and I've talked a lot about the benefits of buying from Europe before, so I'm not really going to rehash that. But if you're new and you want to find out more about that, go and have a look at the thread that's linked down in the description below that goes over to the Silver Forum, and it just gives you an overview of what we do, how we do it, and why we do it as well. But it's well worth it. You get very, very good and economically cheap silver, which is of course a lovely thing. That's what everybody wants. Now, having cheap silver is a great thing, don't get me wrong, and it's really great to be able to pick up cheap silver as a buyer. But this is where I link in my topic for today's unboxing. Exit strategies are so important, I think, when you're considering getting into precious metals. Gosh, that's a heavy little box. And I saw a thread over on the Silver Forum where a Silver Forum member basically got cold feet, sold his gold, and sold it straight to a bullion dealer. Very quick sale. He got out very quickly, you know, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to comment on the rights and wrong of what that particular member does, and of course I'm not going to mention any names. You know, there were coins that he sold where he got basically melt price, spot price from the dealer. Oh, by the way, unboxing giant boxes like this is not easy. You don't need a home gym, you just need to order €2,500 worth of silver every couple of months, let me tell you. Oh. Anyway, this member sold all of his gold coins, and he essentially ended up losing a little bit of money for his adventure in gold. He got cold feet, which is fine, a lot of people do get cold feet, but he sold directly to a dealer, and some of the coins that he sold had big premiums, like 1 ounce Queen's Beast gold coins, which are very, very big in their premiums right now. And it got me thinking about exit strategies, and I've always said on my channel and my entire adventure, if you go back and look at some of my really early videos, my beginner's guide to silver stacking, I talked in there about exit strategies and how that's so important, and to try and plan ahead and understand that precious metals are very loosely defined as an asset, as an investment. They are more of an asset, really. I think of them as essentially, it's like buying property. You have, basically, if you have a 1 ounce gold coin, it's just a very, very small, a little bit of property, and you can have it, hold it, and hopefully make a capital gain on it in the long time, or in the long term, and it will, hopefully, the plan is anyway, hold its value against inflation. That's kind of what I felt, and it's what a lot of other people felt, and that's kind of the general theme of my investing in silver or gold. It is that long-term goal. But at the same time, it would be, I think, silly for anybody to get into silver and gold without having really thought things through about how they might want to exit silver and gold if that time ever came. And you know, this seller obviously had some, had an avenue that he wanted to go through. He wanted to go through dealers, which is absolutely fine. And some people do that for the exact reason that he did. He wanted a quick exit, he just wanted to sell it, he wanted to get it done with, and selling it to a dealer is, you know, a well-recognised source. He's not going to be at risk of getting swindled by a private sale. You know, he's not going to be going and meeting somebody in a car park with a wad of cash or gold coins and potentially all of the issues that might come from that. So, you know, that's fine. That's a really good exit strategy. But you've got to put that in perspective of, you know, this forum member said he made a loss. And arguably he might not have made a loss if he'd taken a little bit more time to sell his coins elsewhere, which is, I guess, the whole point of this conversation, which is about exit strategy. So if you have got your exit strategy in place, personally, I think it's always good to have kind of 2 exit strategies in place. Now, one of my exit strategies is to essentially, you know, build up my seller profile such that if in the future I need to sell things, I have that seller reputation, which is why I continue to sell like 1 ounce silver coins on eBay and various other places. You know, my eBay profile's nearly 790 different, you know, positive feedbacks, which is really, really invaluable. That in itself is a very, very valuable thing. And to have those different avenues available really gives you options, which is, I think, the most important thing to consider for anybody when it comes to exit strategies for... Oops, we've got a silver coin going flying there. So having different options, I guess, is the message that I'm kind of trying to come up with here. You know, to have all of this silver is fantastic, but it is locking up your cash. And fiat currency, as much as maybe we all hate fiat currency, is the way that the world works. And if you need to have your fiat currency, or if in a similar way to this this silver forum member, you maybe have other avenues which you want to put your money in. If you've got, here in the UK, we have various different government-funded savings accounts. They're called leases. You can put a certain amount of money in, and the government will top it up with a sizable amount, and then you can use that to buy your first house or keep it for your retirement. So it's an incentive to save cash. Now, for those of you out there who just don't like that sort of prospect of putting fiat currency in a bank account and would much rather have the physical silver wealth, that's maybe not going to be an option. But for some people it's a very real thing, and to have the different avenues by which you can release the funds that you've got locked away in silver is so important. It really is. So that's just some of my thoughts on exit strategies. You know, there are so many different ones out there, whether it's going to be you selling privately. I guess, of course, it's going to depend on every single person's individual circumstances and scenarios. One of the big issues, I suppose, is when you've got something this size. Now, this is, of course, a rarity. There's not going to be very many people out there who will regularly unbox, you know, this much silver and gold. But if you are fortunate in this world to have, so I think these are all sort of capsules for the rectangle dragon bars. So we'll just leave those all there. But if you're lucky enough in this world to have an incredibly sizable silver or gold stack, then you know, thinking about how you're going to sell everything privately. Are you going to list every single item on eBay? Are you going to have all of those, you know, packages to package up and all of that? And I can speak from experience. You know, even just doing it minor. You know, I'm by no means a bullion dealer, but I sell a fair amount on eBay and obviously through the forum and things like that. It's an absolute mission, it really is, and I've talked about it in different videos as well. So that as an exit strategy is always going to be maybe not suitable for people who've got this kind of volume of silver. So, I mean, I've talked as well about that might be a reason for one to go and buy gold rather than this much silver. Look at all of this. So this is essentially just a monster box in its own right. All of those tubes are full, so we're not going to get all of them out here. But boy, oh boy, some forum members have been going mad. And if anybody was interested to find out exactly what's been in all of this order, I have posted a picture of essentially everything that, you know, summary of everything that's been ordered over on the Silver Forum. There's an awful lot of stuff. Lots of Britannias in here. I think in total there's over a monster box worth of Britannias. So let's find out what's in this last box here. And then, so basically, exit strategies. That's the theme of what I've been rambling on about. I'd like to know your guys' opinions on exit strategies. I think certainly, you know, there's so many different views on it, and I'd like to just remind everybody to be respectful of mine and other people's views in the comment section. If you are very keen on a certain exit strategy, that's great, let us know, but do so respectfully. And I'd just like to know generally what you think about maybe selling all of your silver to a bullion dealer? Would you do it, or is it just asking for potentially getting, I don't want to use the term ripped off, because at the end of the day a bullion dealer, you know, they're there to make money, they're a business after all, but there are some bullion dealers out there who'll just be like, no, well, you're the one that needs to sell, I don't need to buy, so this is my price, you either take it or you run away. I mean, I know, having done the interview with Blair Bullion last week, if you haven't seen those, well worth a look and a listen. They are very, I think they've got a refreshing attitude to a lot of this stuff. So some of the topics that came up in our interview was, for example, like the Queen's Beast 1 ounce gold coins that I've talked about today, the silver forum member who sold them. Perhaps if he'd gone to that bullion dealer instead, he'd have been getting a slightly better price. So definitely worth shopping around if you are out there. I think that's just a big 10 ounce capsule. Doesn't feel like silver, very light. So as I said, this this whole topic of exit strategies is really important and really, really interesting as well. So do comment down below with your thoughts on it. Now, as to this box of silver, we've got an awful lot in here, but this is probably about half. We've got 2 other boxes that we are going to unbox in a moment. I'm not going to do them on camera because, let's be honest, it takes me 10-15 minutes to unbox one of these boxes, and for you guys to sit there and listen to me waffle and drone on is probably not exactly what you want to spend your whole afternoon doing. So we're just going to have a look at what's in here, and then I'm going to unbox the other ones. Mrs. Backyard Bullion and I will then be distributing all of the silver out to all of the forum members who have joined in on these group orders. And that is a very interesting and laborious task for us. Now, we absolutely love doing these group orders, but it's kind of a love-hate, because the week that they come, or the day that they come, because we turn this around in, well, we try and turn this around in basically less than 24 hours, so that all of this silver comes in and out of our doors very quickly. So by the time this video has gone up, all of this will have been processed and gone out to various customers. So it's always a very busy time here in the Backyard Bullion household, and just need to give a huge thank you to Mrs. Backyard Bullion, because she is currently sitting in the wings, listening to me waffle on, and once I'm done, we're going to organise all of this, check that it's all here, which is pretty complex, as you can see underneath all of here. There's all of these loose individual coins which need to basically be catalogued and made sure that we've got the correct amounts of coins for each type that everybody's ordered. Now, the European Mint does a fantastic job of putting these boxes together. They're not easy to do by any stretch, and when you put it in perspective of the entire giant order, I have a big Excel spreadsheet which records everything. And the last order we did, which was a huge one, was something like 280 different individual entries, so different coins for different people, 288 entries on a spreadsheet. This one, 593. So you can see the difficulty that just myself and Mrs. Backyard Bullion face in organising this. That said, you guys over on the Silver Forum really, really look after us, because you always, and we just can't thank you guys enough, you always give very generously to the tip fund for us to buy a big old Chinese takeaway. And I have no doubt that after we've finished doing all of this, we will be having a slap-up meal, and we'll try and share a photograph of what we go for. We don't get takeaways that often, and when we do, we like to go full on, well, full hog mode basically, to get as much as possible. So that is one box down. We've got another couple of boxes to unbox now, and I will most likely have a slightly more organised pile of goodies for us to have a look at in the near future. But for right now, if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see more of this type of video in the future, hit the thumbs up button, share it around on your social media, that would be very helpful indeed. If you want to see a little bit more of an overview of what's been ordered, what's popular, what's not, if you want to see more of these types of coins up close and personal, then make sure you hit the subscribe button, because there will be future videos in this, or of this giant box, so please do make sure you hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, massive thank you to all of the Silver Forum members out there who have made this possible by putting your faith in us to arrange and organise and ship out all of your wondrous silvery goodness. And have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure, as always, to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.